Tonight on News 5 Live, Tourism Minister Anthony Muller says they have credible, huge partners to develop the Port of Belize. So, who are these partners and what it means for stevedores? What does Minister Muller see in his future? National leadership? Early retirement? That's what we asked him. Next, we'll take you to La Isla Bonita, where the UDP's Gabriel Zetina came out swinging against his political opponents. And it's going around. The flu, that is. Officials record an increase in the influenza virus. What you should do to prevent from catching it. In the West, farmers say they face gunfire and are being bullied into abandoning their lands. All that and more. News 5 starts now.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
They're playing The NEBL bounces off with a big opening weekend this Friday night at the Belize Civic Center. The Biting Tiger Sharks goes head-to-head with the upstart Cayo Western Ballers in our 7:30 p.m. opener. Then in Game 2 at 9 p.m., the big bad Belize City Defenders will try to defend the city as they come under fire from the Orange Walk Running Rebels. At the end of the first and third quarter, fans will get a chance to win cell phones, TVs, weekend stay, plus more. The first 300 kids get a free popcorn. Ozzy the Clown will be clowning around the debut of the NEBL girls. And at halftime, the big $5,000 cash Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations Shooting Challenge. The General Super G alongside Champion Squad out of Miami, No Fear DJs and more. On Saturday night, 8 p.m., we head to Belmopan at the UB Gymnasium as the Belmopan Trojans look to overthrow the new Warriors from the North, the Corozal Spartans. Giveaways all night, plus live performance by Vida, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome back. Tourism Minister Anthony Moller is urging residents of Southside Belize City not to sell their lands, saying major development plans are imminent that could transform the community's economy. Today at a land distribution ceremony in Port Loyola, Minister Moller told recipients that the government's ambitious plans to modernize the Port of Belize are about to move into a new phase. He said they have begun serious discussions with credible investors. It is a project officials say could require hundreds of millions of dollars in investment and usher in an era of economic growth. Moller stressed that with construction set to begin soon, holding on to land now could bring long-term rewards for residents.
The main one being the Port of Belize. There's clarity on where we want to go. We're working on an ESIA. We have had good discussions with credible, huge partners to develop the port, and I think that is going to transform Belize City, transform this entire area. Like I said when I gave a few words there, if you look at the people who have wealth, the vast majority of them own huge tracts of land, and that gives them a base for them to be able to leverage, to go to the banks, to get money, and to attract other business investments in their land areas. So if we give 1,000, 100,000 Belizeans their own house lot, that will make a mark in the development of our nation.
Minister of Tourism Anthony Mauller is calling the deaths of 3 American tourists in San Pedro a black eye for Belize, as a wrongful debt lawsuit filed in the United States moves forward. The civil claim stems from the February 2025 deaths of the Massachusetts residents who were found unresponsive inside their room at the Royal Cajal Beach Resort in San Pedro. While early speculation pointed to a possible overdose, subsequent findings determined the woman died from carbon monoxide poisoning, allegedly caused by a buildup of the deadly gas inside the suite. The lawsuit names multiple defendants, including the resort and an architecture firm linked to Julius Espat's family, alleging design or construction flaws contributed to the tragedy. Espat has said the matter is before the courts, extended condolences to the families, and maintains his company was wrongly named. Today, Minister Mauller said the incident has damaged Belize's image abroad, but stressed that he supports the family's push for accountability and the need to ensure such a tragedy never happens again.
The black eye happened already. The 3 young ladies have passed. Now it's just a court case. Whatever the courts decide, I will support. These things should never happen, and we should take much more pride and accountability. We should have much more accountability in terms of when we're building buildings to accommodate people, especially in the tourist sector.
He is the PUP area representative for Pickstock, but Anthony Mauller's presence at an event in another constituency, this time Port Loyola, immediately raised eyebrows. Mauller, who is the Minister of Tourism, was at Gilroy Usher Sr.'s land distribution ceremony this afternoon. So we asked Mauller if it is a sign he is thinking about national leadership. He certainly seems to have the endorsement of the former leader of the opposition, Moses Shyne-Barrow, who has praised him during multiple international public appearances. Mauller dismissed the thought, saying at this point in his career, he is closer to retirement than leadership.
To answer your question, no sir. John Briceño is the leader of the People's United Party, and whenever that decision is made when he decides to retire, maybe I retire with him, and who knows.
Really? You're still young? Or you just look young?
No, you're young.
So then, what?
This takes a toll on you, you know.
It does?
It takes a toll on you. Before I came here, I saw about 75 people at my office, and the needs are getting great. Social media has created a different expectation on people, and so it takes a toll on you to try to find the resources to help everybody or to as many people as possible. So
You're saying politics has become more difficult.
it has. In fact, I spoke to somebody close to Right Honorable Said Musa, and he said when the Prime Minister was the Prime Minister then, that right now, if you look at it, 1 year is equivalent to 3 years for them. So by the end of this term, I would have done 30, right? So that's a long time.
The newly built San Pedro Artisan Market is tonight facing significant scrutiny. UDP caretaker for Belize Rural South, Gabriel Zetina, contends that 2 weeks after the grand launch of the market, the area remains vacant. He is also questioning the government's decision to relocate the market to a location that he says no tourists visit. According to Zetina, the artisans on the island spent years establishing their presence and developing a reputation at the current location. He argues they are not pleased with the new site.
This is what they are saying, you know, it's completely different from what their, I call it propaganda, and it's false messaging, because here we don't have any tourists coming. There's no incentive for them to come here at the back, and that is why the artisans are not too happy with it. It took them years to build a reputation and to get that current location where they're at known by the tourists, and they did it all on their own. Now, if you're bringing people here, one of the things that you have to look at, it's the rent cost and also the marketing. How would you attract tourists for them to be here? It's not only about having a a nice building, and kudos to it, but it is about, end of the day, they have to be able to pay their rent. They have to be able to make a living for themselves and their family. And if there's no tourists, then the objective is not met. And that is, I feel like that was done without proper consultation.
And we put the concerns to Minister of Tourism Anthony Moller. He says that development may mean inconvenience for some, but the bottom line is San Pedro cannot continue to be the premier destination of Belize with eyesores around the town.
A part of the Phase 1 project is a dock and with slips so that they can get in and out of the area. But if you look at the other half that wasn't done, it's in a decrepit state. And so San Pedro can't be the tourism mecca and continue to look like that. We have to make some major investments on that island for it to come up to a truly world-class destination. We have a world-class reef in front of it, World Heritage Site. I have other resources nearby, but the infrastructure on the island needs to be vastly improved.
When we come back, a second case of tuberculosis is detected in Belize City. The advice the ministry has for you.
Man, that's me. My data doesn't. I really need to get my Ada out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Registering the debt of a person is a crucial legal process done through the Civil Registry Department and Vital Statistics Unit, which allows you to obtain an official debt certificate. The new Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS, makes it easy. Register online or visit an office countrywide. The debt registration process involves providing the necessary details about the deceased and the details of their debt. Register a debt promptly to avoid any delays or additional fees for late registration. Who can register a debt? Any person with an original medical certificate for the cause of debt, MCCD, issued by the medical facility certifying the debt. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit crvs.gov.pz to complete the debt registration process with ease and care.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
Life is full of precious moments we're cherishing, moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Need a fresh new kitchen, flip that switch ignition. GE appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all align and turn the shower on. Feel gold, cooler in the chrome. So bold from the tiles to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you choose. All in one place, Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go! From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up. Watch your dream home grow. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place.
Design Depot. All in one place.
Tonight, the United Democratic Party's caretaker for Belize Rural South, Senator Gabriel Zetina, is sounding the alarm over what he says are large-scale dredging operations taking place across Hamburgers Caye. According to Zetina, these operations are not only destroying the island's rich tourism product, but also affecting the fisheries industry. He contends that whether these operations have received clearance or not, the municipal authority and the area representative must do better by putting the interests of residents on the island first. Here's what he told us.
It is the reality that we have been undergoing, which is complete destruction, as you were able to see, and dredging at a large scale. At some point, like I mentioned in the press conference, one has to ask if they're now dredging to sell that resources, because the land is already filled, you know, and ultimately it's the fishermen, the tour guides and the tourism product being affected. So it's destruction, man.
We also asked Zetina about the long-standing traffic congestion in San Pedro town and how he would propose to address it. Well, he said outrightly that some permits should be canceled, asserting that individuals have already obtained permits without having a golf cart on the island yet. He called on Mayor Wally Nunez to do something about it.
We cannot shy away from the fact. And I don't know if you guys have been tough with these questions with the mayor. But when they were in opposition, they said, let's stop all the permit application and we need to revisit them. He is in that position today. And I can tell you that only the privy, only those who somehow they say they pay their way, I don't have no proof of that, are getting tens of permits approved. That is not alleviating any traffic. So we need to start canceling some of these permits who are not active, right? Some of them have permits granted and they don't even have a golf cart yet on the island. They can't tell me that is not happening.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness has confirmed 2 cases of tuberculosis TB in Belize City students. A statement from the ministry says a 16-year-old female student at Edward Pierre High School tested positive for TB last week, Thursday. It added that the student has begun anti-tuberculosis treatment and is responding well. Meanwhile, a 10-year-old family member who attends Ephesus Primary School also tested positive after presenting non-specific symptoms. The child has started treatment. According to the ministry, both schools have been notified and contact tracing to identify individuals who may have been in close contact with the students has begun. Tuberculosis is a bacterial infection that primarily affects the lungs and spreads through the air when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or speaks. If you are experiencing persistent or concerning symptoms, you are advised to seek medical evaluation. Free TB screenings, diagnostics, and treatments are available at all public health facilities nationwide. Tonight, there are more details of the 2 confirmed imported malaria cases that were detected in Crique Sarco Village, Toledo. And according to health official, they were likely contracted in Guatemala. While Belize maintains its malaria-free status, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is intensifying surveillance to prevent local transmission. Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, says healthcare teams remain well prepared.
We have confirmed 2 malaria cases in Cricosarco village. These persons had traveled over to Guatemala within the time frame and started with symptoms in the mid-January, and they were recently diagnosed. So these cases are defined as imported cases, which means that they had become infected outside of Belize. Even though it's imported, that we define them as imported cases, it's also important to note that we need to ensure that there's no transmission, no local transmission in country. So we still give the education aspects. We try to ensure that persons utilize what is needed, the repellent, the keeping the home screen, staying indoors, etc. And we also do enhanced surveillance. So we go to the villages and the surrounding villages. We test everyone. We look for persons with fever. We look for persons with joint pains and other signs and symptoms of malaria, and we do our testing. In Belize, with the Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're able to readily test for dengue, malaria, CHIKV, Zika, and so these are vector-borne illnesses that may present with very similar symptoms. So we are encouraging the public that if you do have any of these symptoms, just come to any of our facilities and you can be easily tested.
Did they go to a health facility?
Yes, they were. Well, we do have our community health workers on the ground. We have about 300 community health workers, and these persons are our eyes and ears in our community. So especially in rural areas, they go house to house, they do health education, and they try to pick up anyone who's sick, or they do preventative messages as well. They do screening. So that is how these persons were picked up, through the community health workers who did the test and found that the test was positive, and then they were then taken to the health facility.
Belize recorded an increase in influenza cases in January during an unusually cold period linked to a cold front. Health officials say the spike mirrored outbreaks reported in the United States and Canada. Although case numbers have since declined, Director of Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, is urging the public to get vaccinated.
Over in January, we saw an increase in H2N3, which is an influenza virus, and that's the subtype of the virus. That was the one that was spreading in the United States, in Canada, in different areas. And we are able to test at the Central Medical Lab again. We test for influenza A, influenza B, COVID, and many of the other viral infections. The recent report shows that it has become now stagnant, and hopefully we'll see a fall in this. We also, I want to take this opportunity to say that we also have the flu vaccine available at every health facility, private and public, and the pneumococcal vaccine that helps to prevent pneumonias and other diseases in children and adults. So I encourage you all to go out and get this as soon as possible.
In talking about vaccines, we know during the COVID there was a lot of talk about vaccines. Since then, have you seen any change in terms of people seeking certain vaccines?
I think initially after COVID, I know that we had a significant fall in our routine vaccination programs for most of our vaccines. Now we have recovered very nicely, and I'd like to say that, for example, the HPV vaccine, which is the human papillomavirus vaccine, and it prevents cervical cancer, for example. 90+% of cervical cancer is linked to HPV. Initially, post-COVID, we had fallen to about 38%, and our reports show that for 2025 we're at 76%, which is wonderful for us, and which really helps us to eventually get to the goal of the elimination of cervical cancer in our country.
Today, we reported community concerns in Southside Belize City over the apparent stripping of the Port Loyola Polyclinic. Residents noticed doors, windows, and fixtures had been removed from the building, which has been closed for months due to mold. Today, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, Director of Health and Wellness, clarified that the dismantling is part of an approved demolition following the clinic's condemnation.
The Port Loyola Clinic has been closed now for over a year, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness did an assessment along with CBA, MIDH, to look at whether or not the building could be retrofitted or if the building would have been condemned. The report came back that the building was condemned, and for that reason we moved our staff because we felt that of course it would not be safe for our staff and for patients to come into our facilities if it is not if it's a building that's condemned. So, as I've explained yesterday, the services have been moved to the Welcome Resource Center. Excellent services. We do have the mentally ill persons. They can access counseling. They can access the psychiatric care. We have our psychiatric nurse practitioners. And compounded with that, they can also get the food and the clothing, the shower, and a place to rest at the Welcome Resource Center. So, in the near future, that building will be demolished and a new building will be built on that same land. That's the plan for now.
Is there a timeline on that?
Well, we are progressing quite swiftly. We hope that the demolition could occur within the next month, after which we've already reviewed plans of the new facility, and we're just tweaking and making some changes with the plans. So we're looking at least within the next year for building to commence.
A gang figure is shot in the old capital, and farmers are being shot at in Cayo. That's coming up, but first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Forward-thinking farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we are here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adapt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
Universal Hardware presents Friends and Family 2026 in Spanish Lookout, Thursday, February 19th to Saturday, February 21st. Move smarter with Lifan motorcycles. Build stronger with Makita power tools. Stay cool with Sankey AC unit. Work cleaner with Shindaiwa brush cutters and Nova woodworking equipment. Huge raffles, great food, big savings, fun for the whole family. Universal Hardware Friends and Family 2026 Spanish Lookout. Be there.
Several persons have been detained following a shooting on Tuesday night in Belize City. 3 men were socializing on South Street when another male approached and fired multiple shots in their direction. No one was injured. However, officers observed one of the men running while carrying an object, which he discarded in a nearby yard. He was apprehended and returned to the location where police recovered a firearm with a magazine containing 14 live rounds. A group of farmers in Cayo say they are living in fear tonight after reporting intimidation, gunfire, and attempted eviction from lands they have cultivated for years. Attorney Brian Neal says he is representing a group of farmers from San Antonio Village and surrounding communities, including 7 Miles, El Progreso, and San Ignacio. According to Neal, the farmers have occupied and farmed the land peacefully for many years. However, Neal says the situation escalated in January when a man surfaced claiming to be the caretaker of the property. The attorney alleges that the individual has failed to provide legal documentation proving his authority, but has still attempted to remove the farmers. Neal further says that one farmer was shot at during a confrontation. The matter was reported to the Belize Police Department, but no charges have been filed. He is now calling on police to conduct a full investigation into the reported shooting and on the Ministry of Natural Resources to ensure the farmers are protected from what he describes as unlawful intimidation. We will keep following the story. Today, members of the Public Service Union exited the Eleanor Hall in Belize City disappointed following the cancellation of a meeting between the union and the Belize Tax Service about government's plan to transition the department into a semi-autonomous revenue authority. In November, the union officially declared a trade dispute, and this meeting was set to follow up on the union's concerns. We spoke with PSU President Dean Flowers today for more details.
Today, we had a scheduled meeting with the Ministry of Finance. As far as we were notified, this should have been a follow-up meeting which should have been chaired by the Labor Department. I wish to remind the Belizean people that we are in a trade dispute with the Ministry of Finance, and that impasse is being mediated by the Ministry of Labor. On December the 3rd, just as a recap, the Ministry of Labor would have brought together the Ministry of Finance, the Public Service Union of Belize, Ministry of Public Service, as well as there was guidance by the Attorney General Ministry to the government side. And we would have ventilated our impasse as far as the current process being utilized by the government of Belize to transition the Belize Tax Services Department into a semi-autonomous revenue authority. Today was a follow-up of that December 3rd meeting. When we got to that meeting, we were greeted by the staff of the Belize Tax Services Department, which was very welcoming and comforting, because it gave us the confidence that we needed to enter that room to defend the position and the mandate that they have given to us, and by extension the wider Public Service Union, with the support of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize. Unfortunately, when we got into the room, it was only us and I believe 2 members of the project execution unit who told us that they were there to do minute taking. Now, that in and of itself would have raised a red flag, because we know that we are in an impasse and it should have been the Ministry of Labour there to take minutes, but they were nowhere to be found. And so it may be very prudent for the media to find out from the Labour Commissioner and the Labour Minister why they weren't in that room to ensure that we continue to make all efforts to try to break the impasse and the trade dispute that currently exists between the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service Union of Belize.
The Belize Communications Workers Union is responding to statements made by the Belize Communications Workers for Justice over the severance dispute with Belize Telemedia Limited. The union says it has been actively engaged since the November 5th ruling by the Caribbean Court of Justice, which affirmed that severance payments were owed. The union says it responded to BCWJ shortly after the judgment, confirming it was working to ensure BTL complied with the decision and protected workers' rights. It notes that between November and December, it held consultations with BTL to align internal agreements with the CCJ ruling, and along with the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, raised concerns about tax treatment on severance payments. BCWU also says it invited BCWJ to collaborate at the negotiating table following that group's January press conference, but claims BCWJ chose to proceed independently with protest actions. After holding an emergency membership meeting, BCWU says its members voted not to formally join the protests without a mandate, though individuals were free to show personal support outside of work hours. The union adds that continued discussions with BTL resulted in confirmation on February 17th that the company would proceed with settling outstanding severance payments, describing the outcome as the result of constructive engagement and due process. On Tuesday night, we told you that the Belize La Ruta Maya Committee is discussing a significant change to the last leg of the race. Vice Chair Roberto Harrison told News 5 that discussions are underway to have the race culminate at the Grand Resort near the Halover Creek Bridge instead of the Belkin Bridge. And while a final decision is yet to be made, it has sparked chatter online. So we reached out to the Vice President of the Belize Canoe Association, Elvin Penner, for his thoughts. We also heard from one paddler who has participated in the race for the past 13 years. He says this will be his last year if the committee decides to change the finish line.
It's a last-minute thing that you're doing. You know, like we weren't notified. I mean, we as the paddlers, I think we have a voice, you know, and opinions. And I mean, it's all about the tradition of the race, what it means, you know, history, and it's being last, you know. I mean, they're taking away all the excitement, especially for the last day of the race. Like for decades, I mean, everyone knows that's finishing at Belkin Bridge in Belize City, and for it just to be like a last-minute call and not considering like the paddlers, the spectators, you know, like they're just doing their own decision. Honestly, I mean, Ruta Maya has changed so much, you know, like especially for example, like they're charging at the finishing line, you know, like charging basically people to come and witness the race, you know, like example, Barrel Boom, I guess they purchased that property and they're still charging, you know, like fans and families, you know, like imagine my kids gotta pay, you know, to come and watch me race, you know, that out of that, like years ago, none of that used to be.
I have yet to see how that change can benefit anybody other than the organizers, except for the exception of there may be better parking availability in that new area, which I am not sure that there will be. The paddlers' concern is twofold. If the change is going to be made for their benefit, then they need to see the benefits. So far, almost every single Ruta Maya, ever since 1998, I believe it started. The winning team, the winner of the race, many years, more years than not out of those 20-some years, the winner has been determined in that channel. After you enter that channel, because that channel is a whole different world. The water is very dense, so that's where you separate the men from the boys. Or, as in recent years, that's where you separate the boys from the men, because it have been the younger, more fit teams that have been taking advantage of that channel. It will definitely take away a good half hour of the climax of the race. The race used to climax, as you said, entering that channel. It will take that away. But, of course, the race is going to be shorter, which may be good, because a lot of people, from the time the first day is half over, they can't wait for the race to finish. So a shorter race could be in their advantage.
After the break, we'll tell you how Belize Healthcare Partners is changing the lives of children.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Your time is valuable. That's why SARA is coming. A modern revenue authority built to make managing your taxes simpler, faster, and more convenient than ever before. With SARA, you can expect improved services, from quicker responses to queries to faster processing of your tax refunds. No long waits. Filing or paying your taxes? With SARA, you'll be able to do it securely online at any time from anywhere, thanks to us placing a greater focus on digital convenience and secure digital records. The SARA will also commit to consistent and fair application of tax laws via a risk-based audit and compliance strategy and increased data-driven reforms. With SARA, most of your tax business will be handled online, saving you time to focus on what matters most: your business, your family, your life. And if you need in-person help, SARA will still have staff ready to assist you at all satellite offices countrywide. SARA, tax services made simpler, faster, and more convenient for you.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
For more than 5 decades, a quiet but powerful partnership has been changing the lives of Belizean children born with orthopedic conditions, offering hope where families often feel helpless. Today, Rotary's Belize Children's Project made its Belize City stop at Belize Healthcare Partners, with many parents taking their children for life-altering care. News 5's Shane Williams has the story.
For a parent or guardian, few things are more distressing than knowing something may be wrong with a child and not knowing where to turn. For Indira Flowers, that fear began when her daughter Kedira was just 10 months old and got progressively worse, but she found hope in Rotary's Belize Children's Project.
When she was 10 months old, we first started seeing the bone in her legs, and then when she was 3 years old, she wasn't growing out of it, so we took her to the doctor. From the doctor, he said that, okay, from x-rays and different things, he said that we had Blount's disease, so we had to take surgery. And that was when we started looking into options to take surgery and different things. And then he told us about Rotary, and then we got in contact with them and set up everything.
Rotary's Belize Children's Project has helped over 500 Belizean children like Kedira over the years. Children with growth disorders that, if untreated, can lead to lifelong pain and disability. Rotary mobilized an international network of care through the Rotary Club of Southern Illinois and Shriners Hospital for Children in St. Louis. Everything is arranged.
We can coordinate their air travel. We meet them at the airport. If they're going to a host family, we make sure that they get to the host family. We accompany them at all of their appointments in the hospital. We attend their surgeries. We support the host families or the parent. If there is a parent that has the financial resources to come and accompany, we will also help support them with whatever facilitating that they would need. We do coordinating for housing for them, and basically just make sure that they are taken care of while they're in the U.S.
For orthopedic surgeon Dr. Koz Lamadou, this mission has become deeply personal. He has traveled to Belize almost every year for 17 years, volunteering his time and expertise.
Well, it's life-altering. I've been doing it for a long, long time. I got into the program probably close to 20 years ago. One of the patients in the program had gotten too old to go to the hospital, so I did some hip surgery on her. And then they asked me to join the program and come each year and help out clinically. And so, the program's been around a lot longer than I have, but over time we've helped over 500 children. And this year we have already over 10 kids that will likely go back for surgery to get better with a multitude of problems. It's been life-changing. I mean, I love the country. I love the people here. I come back for that reason. It feels good to help out. But the bigger picture is I'm here to do good for the people of Belize above everything else. And I keep coming back because I love it. I love the country and I love the people and everything about the place.
Behind the scenes, host families open their homes and hearts. Kevin Saddle and his wife have been hosting Belizean children for more than a decade, witnessing transformations they say never get old.
When we first had our first little girl, she was 6 years old and came to us, and it was something we couldn't imagine, a mother giving up her daughter to come to the States to have surgery and stay with somebody that she had no idea who they were. They trusted the whole process, and so she came up twice and lived with us for about 3 to 4 months each time with the back surgery that she had. And it was really rewarding because last Wednesday we had dinner with her and her mom, and now she's 16 years old and she's no longer in need of the program. She walks straight and can do everything healthy. It's just so rewarding to see the life-changing surgeries that this program provides.
Here in Belize, the project depends on strong local partners. The Rotary Club of Belmopan organizes the clinics at different healthcare facilities across the country. And in Belize City, Belize Healthcare Partners provides its facility free of cost, ensuring children from across the country can access care.
It's a collaboration. It's where we bring down a specialist in pediatric orthopedics down from the States to do annual clinics where we invite anybody who has a child who has any bone abnormality, any issues such as scoliosis, club feet, knock knees, anything related to bones. We invite them to come out and get a free diagnostic assessment. And so after that assessment, if they are adequate and eligible to enter our program, our commitment is to provide them free medical care and treatment up to the age of 18.
It has been truly wonderful to see the children and their happy faces, to see the children returning. They're excited to see the doctors, and it's very encouraging to hear their stories and how far they have come, and to see the videos and the photos as well. So on behalf of Belize Healthcare Partners, we are truly honored to be a part of this initiative. Children are the foundation of our nation's future, and investing in their health is investing in Belize itself.
Like hundreds of other children who have benefited from the program, today Kedira's life looks different. She runs, she plays, she excels in school. Her mother says sometimes she cries, not from fear, but from joy.
I would have to say some days I cried from seeing the transformation that happened. It has been amazing to see her, from those bow legs up to now straight and tall and can walk and run and do everything, as a normal child. It has been like the world for me, because I've always wanted to see her, get like that. And to see that we had the opportunity of doing so, it has been the most wonderful feeling.
10 other children have already been selected this year for treatment at Shriners Hospital. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Belize has officially joined the global WHOSPECS 2030 initiative. The program, launched globally in 2024, targets uncorrected refracture errors, which remains the leading cause of vision impairment worldwide, and aims to increase access to affordable glasses by 40%. News 5's Brittany Gordon tells us why this matters.
For millions of children and adults, clear vision remains out of reach. Uncorrected refracted error is the world's leading cause of vision impairment. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, 2 out of 3 people in low-income countries are unable to access the spectacles they need. Today, Belize took a major step to combat this issue by joining the WHO's SPECS initiative.
WHO SPECS 2030 is a global initiative that has been launched where they're trying to ensure that persons who have a vision impairment or vision issues have readily accessible screening cost-effective services in order for them to improve their sight. As I had mentioned in the opening remarks, there are about 2.2 billion persons who suffer worldwide with visual issues, and 1 billion of those persons have not had access to get testing and to get glasses to improve their vision.
The initiative is built on 5 strategic pillars: services, personnel, education, cost, and surveillance. Carla Ayers Musa, Executive Director of the Belize Council for the Visually Impaired, explained that it seeks to improve eye care delivery, train professionals, raise public awareness, lower costs, and strengthen research.
We're looking at opportunities to be able to provide more services, accessible, equitable, and affordable services for people throughout the country, regardless of cost or where they may live. It's something that we do as an organization already, but what the WHO SPECS 2030 initiative does is open up doors to a more holistic approach, an all-of-society approach that brings the Ministry of Health and BCVI together with One Sight, Esler-Luxottica Foundation, and the Pan American Health Organization and World Health Organization to be able to look at the statistics of refractive error throughout the countries.
The initiative, according to the Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, aims at increasing glasses coverage by 40% in the next 4 years.
This launch is just the beginning of the launch. We'll be working closely with BCVI because BCVI has offices in all of our facilities, and BCVI and the Ministry of Health and Wellness will work together to improve screening. So the places that we would like to ensure that people are screened, schools for example, we do have many students who might not have been picked up or have never visited an ophthalmologist or an optometrist to determine whether or not they do need glasses for reading or for seeing the board.
Ayers Musa says that community outreach will play a crucial role, and that everyone, even those reluctant to begin using glasses, will take the steps needed to care for their eyes, especially as they age.
So we're looking at human resource development as a key component of SPECS's focus and as well as our focus. It's something that if you look throughout the country and you think about where can I go see an eye doctor? I can't see properly. What are my options? At BCVI, we have 5 clinics throughout the country, and those are equipped or staffed by an ophthalmic assistant and an optometrist. We want to be able to increase the reach that we have, so not just waiting for people to come to us, we want to be able to go out and do more.
With the help of stakeholders across the health sector, Belize is on its way to ensuring that children, adults, and older populations alike receive the care they need. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belize is unlocking nearly $40 million in new climate financing aimed at helping indigenous Maya communities in the south to confront the growing impacts of climate change. The funding, accessed through the Green Climate Fund, will be implemented by the Juliancho Society. The project focuses on protecting traditional lands, strengthening climate-resilient livelihoods, improving market access for indigenous farmers, and creating incentives for young people to remain in their communities. Executive Director Pablo Mes says consultations with Maya villages are already underway.
I am very happy to share that the Juliancho Society and the Toledo Alcalde Association on behalf of the Maya people of Southern Belize are leading the way in being the first to advance this direct financing effort to the Green Climate Fund for Indigenous peoples. What is important to emphasize is that this is Indigenous-led. It means that it is responding to the priorities of the Maya people. In fact, I just got back from a presentation that I was making to over 60 high school teachers. And one of the areas that they have flagged in their feedback to us is that a lot of climate investment is coming, but that the criterias are not fit for purpose for the person who is actually in need of direct support. We want to make sure that in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, Maya families can continue to be able to provide food, their own sustenance on their table. That has been one of the greatest strengths of the Maya peoples of Southern Belize, that we are self-sufficient. A few years ago, we had some of the worst forest fires that are now making it harder for us to be able to do that. We also want to make sure that we're accompanying families and farmers to make the transition to participate more in the market economy. So another component of the project will focus on strengthening indigenous people's enterprises. So we anticipate that if all goes well, in 2027, we would be embarking on this very ambitious and direct investment to the most vulnerable, the Maya communities of southern Belize.
Men dress as women as they celebrate Juan Carnaval on La Isla Bonita. We'll tell you the significance.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Crossed borders in Central America, searching for the stories behind the places we think we know. I'm Sabrina Daly, traveling as a Belizean, curious about the culture, the people, and the experiences that make each destination stand out. From the spirited landscapes of Honduras to the evolving heartbeat of El Salvador.
Go Pupusas!
This journey explores what it really feels like to travel our region. This is Across Borders.
me. My data done and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Juan Carnaval in San Pedro Town is described as a vibrant tradition handed down through generations and celebrated for 3 days before Ash Wednesday. The event features street dancing, paint, flower, live music, and even drag. The island held its final celebrations last night into the morning. San Pedro resident Marina Kay spoke to News 5 about this year's celebrations.
It's a tradition that we inherited here in the island from our great-grandparents, grandparents, my parents. They all used to do this comparsa thing, celebrating Carnival. And we grew up from school, primary school days. There were a lot of little groups that were brought out, and from there, well, it went growing and growing. And every year, right before Ash Wednesday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we celebrate Carnival in the island. This year we had 3 groups, and what happens is that each group picks like a theme for each day, and then we dress as that theme and come out in the streets and go house to house dancing and collect money as funds to help those who are sick in the community. The boys, especially the men who are usually between 30 and 40, now we see the youth getting involved more, but it's always been like the 30 and 40-year-old men that, again, keep with the tradition. They dress up as girls, and you know how they can be very sexy and rude with their dancing.
Today in Belize, hundreds of Christians mark the start of the 40-day Lenten season with the observance of Ash Wednesday. This day is dedicated to repentance, fasting, and reflection before Easter. As a part of the observation, churches across the nation filled with people ready to mark their foreheads with ash in the shape of a cross. We stopped by Divine Mercy Catholic Church in Belize City to hear how attendees were feeling following the service.
Remember the goodness of our Father in heaven, whom Jesus come to reveal, right? And remember how God the Father is love and mercy itself as He shares His grace upon us. And in that, we can also remember our own sinfulness, where we fall short in who we are as children of God. And so this is a wonderful opportunity for whoever we are, wherever we may be, whatever our sins may be, to get a new beginning and to call to mind Jesus' death on the cross, the blood He shed for our sins, and get a new beginning by His grace.
As a Catholic, it's really humbling to be with our community, and Ash Wednesday is a very important day for us, where we recognize that we, as the Bible teaches us, as Jesus teaches us, that we are from dust and to dust we shall return. And so that reminds us, right, that we traverse based on the blessings from our Creator, and that we must be humble every day and be grateful for what we have.
One of the things we have to remember is that for Lent, they're having Mass at noon every day, and one of the things that is hard about Lent is giving up things, fasting, making those sacrifices. But at the end of the day, the point of it is to prepare. What do you want to prepare for? It's like New Year's, you have to prepare ahead of time, you have to plan, and that's what we're really doing here. It's the first day of preparing to be ready for the coming of Jesus.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.